5 disturbing true crime cases that will haunt you forever. True crime has an unsettling way of captivating our attention, both because of the mysterious nature of the crimes themselves and the shock that arises from the brutal realities of human behavior. Some cases stand out more than others due to their disturbing nature, the depths of deception, or the chilling manner in which the killers acted. Here are 5 cases that have left an indelible mark on the public consciousness, ones that will continue to haunt those who learn about them. 1. The disappearance and murder of Holly Bobo. In April 2011, the peaceful town of Parsons, Tennessee, was rocked by the sudden disappearance of 20-year-old nursing student Holly Bobo. Holly, described by friends and family as a kind and ambitious young woman, had just been on her way to class when she was abducted. Her brother, Clint, witnessed a man in camouflage leading Holly into the woods behind their home. At first, Clint thought the man might be Holly's boyfriend, but when he tried to intervene, he was unable to stop the unfolding tragedy. The man dragged Holly into the dense forest, and that would be the last time her family saw her alive. What followed was an intense and exhaustive search effort, with local authorities, FBI agents, and volunteers scouring the rural woods for any trace of Holly. The community united, but despite their best efforts, Holly remained missing for 3 long years. In 2014, Holly's remains were finally discovered in a wooded area, bringing an end to the agonizing uncertainty her family had endured. The man responsible for Holly's abduction, rape, and murder was Zach Adams, a local man with a troubling past. After a lengthy investigation, Adams was arrested and charged with the heinous crime. During the trial, it was revealed that Zach had been stalking Holly prior to her abduction. Holly's murder was a horrifying reminder of how easily a peaceful, close-knit community could be shattered by a predator hiding in plain sight. In 2017, after years of legal battles, Zach Adams was convicted of Holly's kidnapping, rape, and murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. However, the case left lingering questions about why Zach was able to carry out such a horrifying act and whether more could have been done to prevent it. Holly's tragic death continues to spark debates about the effectiveness of rural investigations and the need for better monitoring of individuals with violent tendencies. 2. The Gilgo Beach Murders. The Gilgo Beach Murders, also known as the Long Island serial killer case, involve a series of brutal killings that came to light in 2010. It all began when the remains of a woman named Shannon Gilbert were discovered in the woods near Gilgo Beach on Long Island, New York. Shannon, a 24-year-old escort, had vanished in 2010 while working in the area. Her disappearance led to a search, which eventually uncovered the bodies of several other women. The victims, primarily women who were working as escorts, had been murdered and left along the desolate beach area, their bodies in various states of decomposition. As investigators delved deeper, they discovered that the murders appeared to span several years, and it became clear that the killer had been operating with alarming regularity, leaving a gruesome trail of bodies. The Gilgo Beach murders shocked the nation, especially as the victims were often marginalized women involved in the sex trade. The public was horrified by the fact that these women were seemingly targeted because of their vulnerable status, and the case became emblematic of the darker side of society's treatment of sex workers. For years, the case remained unsolved. Law enforcement officials faced numerous challenges, including the difficulty of identifying the killer and tracking his movements. However, the case was revitalized in 2022 when new developments pointed to Rex Heuermann, a prominent architect from Massapequa, New York. After further investigation, authorities arrested Heuermann and charged him with the murders of at least 3 of the women, though more charges may be forthcoming. Heuermann's arrest has brought new hope to solving the case, though many questions remain unanswered about the motivations and methods of the elusive Long Island serial killer. The Gilgo Beach case remains a haunting example of the dangers faced by individuals in the sex trade and the risks that come with seeking justice for those who often go unnoticed. It underscores the need for more attention to be paid to the vulnerable members of society and the importance of thorough investigative work in bringing serial killers to justice. 3. The kidnapping of Shannon Matthews. In 2008, the small town of Dewsbury, West Yorkshire, was shaken to its core when 9-year-old Shannon Matthews disappeared. She was last seen playing near her home, and her family quickly became frantic when she failed to return. A massive search was launched, involving hundreds of volunteers and police officers, as the town grieved for the missing child. Shannon's mother, Karen Matthews, appeared devastated by her daughter's disappearance, making public pleas for her safe return. The case attracted widespread media attention, and the community rallied around the Matthews family. However, 24 days later, Shannon was found, alive but hiding in the base of a divan bed in her stepfather's home. The discovery of Shannon prompted an investigation that quickly revealed a shocking truth. Karen Matthews had orchestrated the entire kidnapping. In a shocking plot to claim reward money, Karen had planned the abduction with the help of her then-boyfriend, Michael Donovan. They kept Shannon hidden for weeks, leading police and the public on a wild goose chase while waiting for the right moment to reveal her location. The reasons behind Karen Matthews' actions were unclear. She was later revealed to have financial problems, and the promise of a reward from the police and public donations was believed to be the driving force behind her actions. The case raised unsettling questions about the lengths to which some individuals would go for financial gain and the dangers of media sensationalism. In the aftermath of Shannon's rescue, both Karen and Michael Donovan were arrested and charged with kidnapping, false imprisonment, and child neglect. In 2009, both were convicted, and Karen was sentenced to 8 years in prison, while Donovan received a 6-year sentence. The case shocked the nation, highlighting how a mother could turn on her own child for selfish reasons. The Shannon Matthews case remains one of the most disturbing and bizarre kidnapping cases in British history. It also serves as a chilling reminder of the complex and sometimes terrifying nature of human behavior. 4. The murder of Ana Piaz by Maria Ángeles Molina. In 2008, a case of premeditated murder stunned Spain. Ana Piaz, a 35-year-old woman living in Madrid, was killed by Maria Ángeles Molina, her co-worker at a travel agency. What initially seemed like a tragic accident soon revealed itself to be a cold, calculated crime. Maria Ángeles Molina had been impersonating Ana Piaz for 2 years. She had taken out life insurance policies in Ana's name and used her identity to rack up loans and financial obligations. Her motive was clear. She stood to gain a substantial amount of money if Ana died. Molina had carefully planned her murder, staging it as the result of a consensual sexual game gone wrong. She even went as far as to dress Ana's body in a way that made it seem like a tragic accident. But the case fell apart when forensic investigators uncovered the truth. Maria Ángeles Molina was arrested and charged with murder, identity theft, and document falsification. She was sentenced to 18 years in prison for the brutal killing. The case horrified the public, particularly because of the calculated nature of the crime and the deceit involved. The Ana Piaz murder is a grim reminder of how deep human greed can go and the extreme measures some will take for money. It is also a case that highlights the power of forensic science in unraveling even the most complex and deceptive crimes. 5. The vigilant killing of Ken Rex McElroy. The story of Ken Rex McElroy is one of the most unique and chilling true crime stories in American history. McElroy was a violent and feared man who terrorized the small town of Skidmore, Missouri, for years. Known for his brutal bullying tactics, McElroy had committed numerous crimes, including assaults, harassment, and thefts. His most notorious act was the attempted murder of a young woman, which led to a trial, but he was acquitted after intimidating witnesses and using his status in the town to avoid conviction. For years, McElroy ruled Skidmore through fear, knowing that no one dared to challenge him. His intimidation tactics made him nearly untouchable. But in 1981, McElroy's reign of terror came to an abrupt end. On July 10, he was shot and killed in broad daylight in front of a crowd of townspeople at the local grocery store. Dozens of people witnessed the killing, but no one came forward to identify the shooter. Despite the public nature of the crime, no charges were ever filed. McElroy's death remains an unsolved mystery, and the case has sparked debates about justice, vigilantism, and the limits of the law. The town of Skidmore, Missouri, never officially mourned McElroy's death. Instead, they quietly celebrated the end of his reign of terror. The case of Ken Rex McElroy raises important questions about the limits of the law in dealing with persistent criminals. It also serves as a stark reminder of the deep emotional toll that fear and intimidation can take on a community. From manipulative and calculated killers to seemingly untouchable criminals, these cases underscore the need for vigilance, justice, and community support in the face of evil.